Welcome back. Culinary Hijabi here. Want to welcome you to the very first episode of What You Cooking. So remember when you were young and you came downstairs, or your kids when they come downstairs and they see you in the kitchen and they're like, "Hey mom, what you cooking?" Yeah, like that. So we're gonna do a full meal today. It's going to be a seared ribeye, so it's going to be a bit different from the tutorial that you saw before. This ribeye will be seared quickly on top of the stove and finished off in the oven the way we do a lot of times at the restaurants. And we'll do roasted vegetables. So among the vegetables, it's going to be some red and orange beets. This is going to be roasted once in vinegar, red wine vinegar and white wine vinegar, and then roasted a second time dry with the rest of the vegetables. So it'll be a nice little difference in texture, nice flavor. It'll be fire, don't even worry about it. And then afterwards, we're gonna finish it off with a nice cream sauce to tie everything in together. So definitely stay tuned and let's get into this video. Peace. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is cut up the beets. We have the orange ones and we've already cut up the red beets. We're gonna go ahead and get them into the pot. The red beets are gonna have the red wine vinegar. Now, let me just go ahead and tell you this disclaimer now. Vinegar basically is the last stage of the fermenting process, which means that it has no alcohol inside of the red wine vinegar or the white wine vinegar. So just so that we all know, I am Muslim, so there will be no alcohol or pork in any of these videos. So just a quick disclaimer there. All right, so we're just gonna make sure to cover the very tops of the beets. So we're not gonna go any further than just the tops of the beets for both the red and the gold beets. So with the red beets, it's all gonna be red wine vinegar, and then the gold beets is gonna all be white wine vinegar. All right, so I don't know why this shows up my lipstick, like my lip makeup or whatever. It looks super light. It looks like a pink, but yeah, that has nothing to do with anything. So anyway, it's gonna be the white wine vinegar. Get that on top. So both of the pans are filled with 2 bottles each. I'll go ahead and pop up on the screen how many ounces that is, because I don't know off the top of my head, but that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and put the herbs inside of the liquid. So we have like rosemary, it smells so good, and we also have thyme, also smells delicious. We're gonna put that in both of the beets, and we're gonna go ahead and put those in the oven. So these are baby beets, so they're not gonna be as fibrous as adult beets. Adult beets are gonna take a lot longer to make in the oven, to get soft and all that stuff in the oven. The baby beets don't take very long, about 45 minutes or so. So now we're gonna go ahead and cut up the veggies for the rest of the root vegetable medley that we're gonna be doing. These are rainbow potatoes. I did want to do fingerling potatoes, guys, but let me tell you something. When I went to go get the fingerling potatoes this time around, they didn't have any. So we are working with what we have. So then we have some rainbow carrots, and these are all baby. So the potatoes they have like this buttery, silky texture and flavor to them. So when you roast them, it brings out that natural, smooth consistency and flavor. It's gonna be fire. Don't even worry about it. All right, so we're also gonna cut up some shallots. Shallots are in the onion family. These ones are really potent. They were all up in my eyeballs and my nose and making me cry and water and all that good stuff. And we're gonna do just a rough chop with these shallots. They have a little bit of a milder flavor than like the yellow onions, for example, but they still have really good onion you know, they still have a good onion flavor. It's just a little bit milder. All right, so we're gonna choppity chop all the shallots up. We're just doing a rough chop, so it doesn't, since it's gonna be baked, or it's gonna be roasted in with all the other vegetables, it doesn't matter how it looks. We're not concerned about knife cuts and all that culinary school stuff. Anytime you don't have to actually see the knife cuts, you don't really have to worry about the type of knife cuts that you're making. So upcoming is going to be the garlic. For this particular portion of the dish, we are going to be putting whole garlics inside. So how we're going to do it is we're going to have all of these vegetables inside of the bowl. We're going to add some garlic powder, some olive oil, because olive oil is dope, and some salt. And we're going to get those, you know, with the herbs and all that good stuff. We're going to mix those all together, and then among them is going to be the garlic that's going to be whole. So when we roast the garlic with all the veggies, and yeah, we're going to put some basil in there as well, all that flavor. When we roast the garlic with all the veggies, they're going to still be protected by their casing, so it's not going to burn, and then they'll be coated with the olive oil, so that when they are ready, all we have to do is barely tug on them and they'll come out of their casing, and they'll add a nice roasted garlic flavor to the rest of the veggies. So I'm throwing in the thyme now. Listen, I've been trying to figure out the angles and the camera work, but we're getting it together. So at this point, we're just getting the olive oil and the garlic and everything that I told you about, getting those mixed up, and now we're just putting it onto our little pan. It's just an oven pan, a baking sheet that I covered up in aluminum foil. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Ooh, yes. It looks like a lot, but what's gonna happen is that once it's all done, we're just gonna pick out the herbs that are like laying on top or whatever. We're just trying to get all the flavor that we can mixed in with all the veggies. All right, so we're past the vegetable stage. Now we're gonna get into the roast. Now we're gonna get into the ribeye steak. So these are poblano peppers, or this is a poblano pepper. So I can't talk. So the poblano pepper is very mild as far as the heat is concerned, but it has really good flavor. And if you didn't know, most of the heat of any pepper is going to be in the seeds. So we're just pulling out the seeds, and then just cutting the veins and all that stuff that are inside of the pepper. We're just cutting all that out. Oop, got a little bit of the meat, my fault, but it's fine. Just get those off to the side. Pick out the little peppers. I said little peppers, you know what I'm saying, man. The little seeds. And then we're gonna slice and dice and move those over to the side. So you really don't need to wear gloves with those other peppers, but these particular ones, the habanero ones, they have more of a punch to them. So we're just using gloves to just be on the safe side, and we're just gonna cut them in the same way, slice and dice. And again, these are all just rough chops. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, because again, it's just gonna be sauteed with the other vegetables that we're gonna be putting in with the ribeye. So this particular time, we're going to be busting open those garlics in order to take them out of their casing. You know, garlic is not the easiest thing to shell, so we smash it a little bit in order to loosen the skin up. We're throwing in some mushrooms. These are baby bella mushrooms, which are delicioso. I love baby bella mushrooms. I love mushrooms, just period. All right, so we got these beets out the oven. Ooh, it smells so good. It's nice and hot and smoky. We got the rosemary and the basil. Throwing a little bit of salt up in there. Yes, hunty. You guys don't even understand the aroma that is coming out of these pans right now. We're gonna go ahead and start to take the skin off of these these beets, which does not take much, but you're gonna want to use a towel, like a clean towel, and then you're gonna just plop the hot. You want to make sure that they're hot when you try to take the skin off, because they'll be easier to remove when they're hot. So that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna start with the gold beets. Yeah. And we've already started taking some of them off, so we're just gonna show you. That's Lunar, that's our little kitten. Actually, he's like grown now. He's like a grown cat now. My daughter is doing the videography at the moment. She wanted to bring our little cat in. Look at the nice, clean, beautiful beet, golden beet, with all the skin removed. And it's very easy. It's just like a wipe and off. But you want to like make sure to wear gloves, because it'll coat your hands and anything else it touches, really. The gold ones aren't that bad, but the red ones, they will penetrate. So we're just cutting them up, dice, slice, dice. Tahira is killing it with this videography right now. I mean, listen, she's 14. She's good, okay? We got our little cut up beets over here, relaxing and waiting. Look at that. Look at that steam. Yes, honey. It smells so good in here. Well, in there. I'm in my office, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so time for the next beets. So we got a new towel. Now, see, these aren't super duper hot because I'm able to put my fingers in it, but you're gonna want to make sure to use like a fork or tongs in order to get the beets out, because it will, you know, scald your fingers. Nice and clean, very beautiful, super hot. I kind of have chef hands, which means like I don't really feel heat that much. I mean, if I burn myself, I'll burn myself, but I guess I'm a little used to the heat. Yeah, so we got our bowl that we previously used, the olive oil and the garlic and stuff, so that's why it looks like that, but we're putting the same thing together. And then we're baking them all together anyway. So now we are at the ribeye. I know you all watched the tutorial about the butter basted steak, so this is not going to be the butter basted steak. This is going to be a quicker process. I mean, they're both fast, but this is going to be just a quick sear on the stove and then throw it in the oven. But we still want to make sure that it's dry, because why? We're still searing them. We're going to pat down the salt. If you ever had like under seasoned steak, any type of beef before, you know it's not delicious. So we want to make sure that we season it well. And we have our cast iron skillet here. And we are just throwing some herbs in, just the same herbs, you know, the same. Got some poblanos and some herbs and some, what is that, rosemary and thyme and all that good stuff. I did throw the garlic in a little bit too early. I wanted to, basically if you throw it in too early, like right directly into the oil, it can kind of burn. But luckily it didn't burn, but I still wanted to just throw that out there so that you could see what I could see, that you see it. So right now we're about to make the cream sauce, okay? So what I had here before putting in the cream, I put in the red wine vinegar and let that cook down. And then the shallots, some poblanos and habaneros, and then let that cook down really well. And then a little bit of herbs, and then the cream. So this is just heavy cream, and basically I'm just cooking it through. I turned the stove down just a little bit to maybe like a medium, and then we're stirring it in really well to allow it to cook and blend is the word I'm looking for, together with the herbs and the peppers and everything. Got a little bit of wrist action going, and then we're just wanting that to thicken. Hey, Lunar. So everything is pretty much done now. We are going to go ahead and get our plating together. Always a white plate And I would say always a hot plate too, but I don't know if it was hot this time. That's what they always tell us in culinary school. White plate and a hot plate. We're gonna cut these up. So these are still like really tender, delicious, all that good stuff. It is a little bit closer. It is like more well than medium, but it's not well done. So we're going to go ahead and bring our plate over here, and this is where the magic really starts. Getting the sauce down first. It thickened up, and it's still warm, of course. There we go. Bismillah. Yes, hunty, yes. I'm so proud of myself that we got this out, finished this all up. The work that it takes is subhanallah. Here we go with the root veggies. Yes. We got a little bit of those beets, the red beets and the gold beets. We got the potatoes and I was gonna say cucumbers, but carrots. Todd is shaking the little camera a little bit, but it's cool. Oh, let's get that. Fix it. Okay. I see you, girl. See, I need some tongs. I mean, not tongs. What are they called? Tweezers. I need some tweezers so I can get all the intricate detail without my fingers. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Support your Culinary Hijabi. We're going to be coming out with some more amazing dishes. We're going to be really, truly going all the way with this YouTube thing. So definitely check us out every week, every Wednesday. Look at that meat. Yes. Bismillah. Just watching what you guys are watching. I always think it looks so much better on a white plate because you can see all of the different colors that the food has. It doesn't get drowned out, you know, the food doesn't get drowned out by the coloration of the plate. If you have a really, really busy plate and then a simple food, it can sometimes overpower the actual food visually. So with a white plate, it's just like having a clean canvas and you being able to paint your art onto that canvas without any interruption of color or texture. So definitely try that out. I know there are some really beautiful plates out there with beautiful colors and designs. Sometimes you just want to go with the pretty design with no other color but white. Getting some more sauce on the meat there so it can be a little bit more seamless. Yeah.
Can we see it on the camera? Sure. How's it look? Really? Pass that olive oil right there first. And then I'll
Let us know what you think down in the comments. Be sure to stay tuned and subscribe to your Culinary Hijabi. Like, share, and meet up with us every Wednesday evening for some more fire food. Love you guys. Assalamu alaikum. Toba is out.